Time to connect to the Capitol with Governor McKee. He comes in periodically to do this with us, and there's topics. The highways, the bridge, the budget, and we'll get to ICE too. Governor, thanks for coming in with us.
Yep. Thanks, Gene.
You were just on my radio show, so we can kind of refine these things.
I know. I'm not prepared to bring you news, though.
Well, I always ask you to bring something with you. Maybe
Yes.
by the end of this you'll have something.
Yes.
Let's get right to ICE. That's a
Yes.
timely topic,
Yeah.
especially since State Representative Enrique Sanchez made national news in calling ICE agents Gestapo Nazi thugs. Now, on my radio show, you kind of called him out and said he was wrong to do that. And you applauded ICE for coming in and doing the job they had to do. Now, you also have caveats. Apparently, Enrique heard about what you said and what the State Representative Charlene Lima said, that they're not in agreement with him. And he has put this up now on his Twitter. He said, you and Charlene, that's the they need to rescind their statements and reinforce their commitment to not allow for any state or municipal law enforcement agency to work with federal agent thugs that are only terrorizing our community. So you going to do that, Governor, walk that back or no?
No, we're going to keep the same policy that we've had, which is one is we have criminals in our communities, violent drug dealers, that we're going to cooperate with any law enforcement to get them out of here.
All right.
So, but we're not going to profile, which is a distinction, and that's happening. And so we're very concerned about my family, your family being profiled in a way so if you need more than a retainer to actually support the ICE. So if they have a warrant of some sort, and then we're going after violent people, we're going to help them. We're going to work with them. I don't know why the rep would not want to take out violent criminals from the communities that he serves.
And you admonish him for that language?
Yeah, I think that you need to clarify what we're talking about here.
Yep.
We need to work with law enforcement. That doesn't mean that our law enforcement are ICE agents, and there's a distinction there. There's a training and that type of thing. But I think we need to make sure if they're coming in with a warrant, we're going to work with them to get the criminals out of our community.
And if they're coming in to nab a dangerous gang member, as the allegations are in this particular case, and they said, it would be nice if your state police worked crowd control, or maybe kept the street traffic free while we do our business. Would you go that far? That's not helping them grab anybody. They're not there putting their hands on anybody. Would you do that?
We take it, one event at a time, right? So if they gave us information, we're not talking to them. If they give us information and it warranted some level of support, we provide it. But again, if they're in and they're going to be profiling people in the state, I'm not going to be with them, and we're going to be very strongly against that action.
Do you know of any cases where they've come in and profiled people and grabbed anybody who shouldn't have been grabbed?
In Rhode Island, I'm not aware of it, but I am aware that citizens in the United States have been arrested by ICE. That's not going to happen here in Rhode Island.
They've also said that in the course of grabbing a criminal, if we find you in the room and you're not supposed to be here, we're going to grab you too. That's a debate for another day. You don't know that happening in Rhode Island.
I don't support U.S. citizens being grabbed by ICE.
Okay, let's go on to another timely topic. You're going to turn those truck tolls on because the money's already in the new budget for that. Last quarter, you're counting $10 million. Give us the plan. How are you going to do it? How are you going to be fair to out-of-state truckers and in-state truckers who were worried about paying that toll? Give us the plan.
Well, the plan is to follow the court decision, which means that every trucker has to be treated the same.
Okay.
That you can't treat a trucker that's based in Rhode Island differently than a trucker that's based outside of Rhode Island. So we will put forward a strategy to make sure that we're covering the amount of money that we're budgeting to collect, and then we'll adjust the tolls accordingly.
Okay, so you have very little options. I assume every truck is going to pay a lower toll, but you're going to pay it. You're not backing off that.
No, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to find the spot where we're not looking to collect more than we were in the past, but we can average out the tolls to make sure that we're bringing in enough dollars to keep our infrastructure improvements moving in the direction that they are right now.
How close are you to announcing the plan? Given the specifics, here's how it's going to work, because it's coming up.
Yeah, we're still a few weeks away from that.
Okay. All right, let's keep talking the budget. You know, Speaker Shekarchi said you handed him a budget that was short, and he had to do the heavy lifting to give the doctors more money, to give RIPTA more money, and you knew what you were doing. He didn't say you set him up, but he said, I'll take the heat. Yes, I spent more than the governor asked for. All right, let's begin on health care. He said, I had to give money to the doctors because we're losing general care docs. And the governor wanted to study, and the time for studying is over.
Well, we asked for a study the previous budget cycle. That would have been nice to have it approved in the previous budget. It's been approved now. We'll do the study. But again, budgets, so this is the way it works. The estimated amount of dollars in the fall are how much money you have to spend. I need to balance the budget. We put a letter in with our budget that said if there was additional money, we recommend that it go to primary care and education, and we also said to make sure that RIPTA received somewhere between 10 and 15 million. My position is the $67 million more, Gene, that they had to work with, that they could have done all that without increasing the gas tax, without increasing conveyance fees, and without increasing health insurance by as much as $200 for a family of four.
Premiums. In other words, the money's coming from somewhere else. You made that clear. All right. I just want to talk about the bridge quickly. You have the contractor, you have the date, the demolition is moving along, and yet an original architect / engineer from a long, long time ago, he's in his mid-80s now, said that bridge was fine and the DOT screwed it up, and hence he doesn't like what happened. What did you say to me about him?
Well, I think that he's defending, the design back then, so I'll let that be.
Well, what do you mean? You said it was a failed design?
Well, I think
flawed?
I think that we've said that a few times,
Yeah.
right? We were repairing a bridge that was not repairable. I shut it down to keep people safe. We did keep everyone safe. Now we're in a position where we have a world renowned bridge builder coming to the state of Rhode Island, and he would, I think, that company would actually push back against the premises of that individual that put the op-ed out. But right now, we've got a bridge builder that's going to do the work. We've got the financing in place. I believe that we're holding people accountable on the lawsuit that is there, and we're going to get it done on budget, and we're going to get it done, on time. Okay,
we're running out of time. I'm going 10 seconds. You're on the radio at the soccer game, and you said, tax collections revenue, food, and everything else is up better than projected. So go ahead, 10 seconds.
Yeah, well, first of all, we had over 10,000 people at the game the other day. And by the way, we got that stadium built when a lot of people said we weren't going to get that stadium built. Tax revenue in the surrounding area is up.
Okay.
And so we'll be able to fund the mortgages that we put in this, and we also will be able to fund the next phase of the project with private money as well.
Tax collections from sales and food and everything else you depend on. All right, well, we'll end on a high note.
Come on.
Thanks, Governor. Appreciate you coming in.
Okay.